our internet connection went south on us, but we reset the router and it looks like now properly, which is good news. All right.
Nope.
Give us a couple of seconds. You don't?
No, I don't either.
Okay.
9 waiting.
I need to push that.
Live chat. No.
It says it's live. Been waiting. Hello from Illinois. Someone is there.
Experiencing interruptions. Find out why.
Well, so if people can hear us, give us a message here, would you? Because we're having some technical problems and we reset our router, and I think we're up and running, but I'm not seeing the feed.
I can see the feed.
Okay.
But it's delayed.
Okay, it's coming.
Okay.
Mine will be even later. My
Wi-Fi
phone's
cut
that
out
way.
again
Wi-Fi cut out again?
for me.
Yeah, I'm like at a 1 right here.
What the heck? Yes. Good Lord. What's somebody saying there? People are saying things.
Somebody's back there cranking.
Hello from Illinois. We are here. Hello, we can hear you.
Okay, well, look,
Okay.
we're hopefully the video will come back in a moment and we'll pick everything up. But right now, we're having some issues with the video feed, it looks like. So,
Wi-Fi's back on my phone now.
okay. So hopefully here in a
Nice.
second, we'll see it come up at this end. We're working at it. Stupid internet. Still looking. All right, well,
There we go. Look here. I see me.
okay. All right, good deal.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we're up and running. I'm going to bring this in a little bit. All right, we've got Chanel on in the green, Tami in the middle, and me over here. Right. So,
Yeah,
good.
I don't have the questions.
Yeah.
The answer. The people on mine.
So if somebody's getting questions, they can just. Okay, I don't have
They
questions
want you
either.
to sign in. That's why. Just read mine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is not a costume malfunction.
Yeah.
That's the good news right here. Okay.
My puppies are 8 days old. What color should their poop be?
Yeah.
At 8 days old.
It's all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah. It mainly usually kind of an orangey yellow.
Could be green.
Mm-hmm.
What color is your poop? Well, your puppy's poop. Because look, I've seen stuff that looks cheesy with little white lumps in it. If people get worried it's worms, it's not. I've seen it be yellow. I've seen it be pretty loose, typically for the first few days.
Yeah.
Quite common.
But yeah.
So,
And usually mama's cleaning it up so well half the time you don't
well,
see
we'll look
it
at
till
what
you're
we've got
holding
going on
it.
behind us
It's
here in a
on
moment.
you,
But that's
yeah.
right. But I think to me, the secret to this is I don't get too worried about poop. What I get worried about are puppies gaining weight. And if puppies are gaining weight, then I don't get too worried about the poop, whether it's loose or solid. But I don't think, for the most part, it's not really nicely formed turds for the first week or so. I mean, it could be, and that's great. But if it's not, I don't get particularly worried about it. I'm still not getting any. You getting messages?
Oh, I got
I'm the
Chanel's.
only one that can.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah.
I
She's
just
the only
announced
one.
Okay. well,
Hey
good.
guys, how are you?
Here, give
we're
James that.
struggling.
Give James that so
Yeah.
he can read the questions.
Okay, well, someone see if they can get back on
Yeah,
this. All right, okay.
Yeah, we're having.
All right, so let's have a look
when
here.
you
So, hey, everybody who
Mine
can
had
hear
an
us, give us a
X that you
thumbs up
did.
or something so we know that things are right, and then
Okay.
we'll start worrying about that. So we've got GNC Mastiffs is here. Hello from Illinois. Good to see you. The Mad Hatter's here. Great. Sendex Doodles is here. That's a new name I don't recognize. GNC Mastiffs. We can hear you. Good. Yorkie Shack's here. Jade Isaacs is here. Sonny Jones is here. The Mad Hatter says we can hear you, and it was choppy. Okay. Hopefully it's much better. It says much better now. Good.
slowly coming.
Slowly coming. My Pups rate is all color. So that was the question about the poops. Let's see where we are now. So, love you guys. I've learned so much from you watching your videos. This is from Navy
When our
Blue.
stuff is
I
working
love the
right.
poop tray. It has made my life so much easier. I tell you what, we've just got these puppies behind us
Yeah.
today. This is
I
Chanel's.
did a video. I did a FaceTime with somebody with little Autumn that's available. And after we hung up from her, I let out Autumn down, and Autumn was running around in there, and she walked over to the tray. So I turned on the camera to my phone, and I said, wonder if Autumn's going to go to the bathroom for us today. She walks over there, and she smells around, and then she squatted, and she did her little job. And so that was
and
fantastic.
it fell through the grate.
Yeah.
So she turned around. She couldn't get to it, but she
Well,
could.
she didn't try. She was just smelling.
No, but here's the deal.
Yeah.
They have
Falls at the
literally,
bottom, yeah.
we moved them from being with mom in the crate behind to this playpen 6 hours ago.
Yeah. back there. Can you see
And
it?
if you can see the floor back here,
They're asleep right now.
there is no poop on the floor, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 piles of poop in the tray. They've already figured it out.
It's those little things that make you happy.
Oh, it makes me so happy. I mean, it's so disgusting.
Only breeders know that answer. So
I mean, I get
know the feeling.
Don't you get grossed out when you see a puppy? You see
yeah,
mum.
don't go into
Well, no,
detail.
I want to because it's important. You see, first thing we see is mum. It's a really good mum, Sylvie, and the moment a puppy was to act like it was going to poop, Sylvie would be right back there and just lick it up immediately, right? Well, the next thing you know is she's vomiting nasty, biley poop. It's just not good for her at all. The puppies learn this behavior, and the next thing you know is they're pooping all over the place, especially when they've got weaned. They're pooping all over the place. They're tracking through it. They're eating it. You know, it's just not a good environment. It's just not healthy. It's not hygienic.
No, and if you do have any issues with any kind of bugs, and when I say bugs, I mean
Coccidia or Giardia.
It just goes through everybody.
That's
and
right.
It's so much harder to fight because mama eats it and she cleans up a puppy, then that puppy gets it. And
24 hours go by later, it's a mess. So you need to jump on it real quick.
And then puppies aren't gaining weight because they've got problems because they're having intestinal parasites. It's not like this is going to guarantee to fix intestinal parasites. You've still got to deal with wormings. But I think, well, not I think, I've got a lot of people now who are starting to use this. And I mean, they report back that their puppies go to this almost immediately, and then all of a sudden the poop nightmare is solved, and it's so easy to clean it up. Anyway, so I've got on my salesman mode, but I'm just so really proud of what we've done here because we have got this right. It took some effort to get the spacing between the wires right, the size of the holes right, but we've got it right. And the puppies, these puppies are all asleep. I don't really want to wake them up, but if they wake up,
I'll get them out in a second. I can't not touch them.
Right. Okay.
Next question is, have you ever had an issue with your mama absorbing babies? We have a mama, day 37 of pregnancy. She absorbed all 4 babies in her first litter and half of the current.
Right. Well, so the problem with this one is, how do you know that they've been absorbed? And the only way, because first off, you probably had an ultrasound done. And the problem with ultrasounds is they're notoriously unreliable. But they see poop and think it's puppies, or they see what they think is poop and it is in fact puppies. And so the count's all wrong. So, you know, I guess the question here is, what do you do about this, right? What can you do if you think you've got absorbed puppies? You may not. I think the first thing you should do is you should be doing a relaxing pregnancy test.
I did that all by myself. I'm sorry.
Good for you.
Got all excited. Got it correct.
Do a relaxing pregnancy test. We sell those at My Breeder Supply. You do have to draw blood, but I've never seen a false positive on a relaxed test. I know people will say that they have, but I personally have never seen it. Then at least you know the dog's pregnant. Because if you went and had an ultrasound done, they say, oh, there's 4 puppies in there, and you do a relaxing test and it comes back as negative. The next thing you know is you think that you've got absorbed puppies when in fact you don't. But back to what can you do? The only thing that I know of, keep your dog healthy. Don't vaccinate a dog ever, because that can wipe a litter out immediately.
While they're pregnant.
While they're pregnant.
Do vaccinate your dogs.
Yeah, do vaccinate them, but don't do any vaccinations. The moment you know the dog's in heat, stop the vaccination completely. And then I would pull most medicines. I mean, you know, unless it specifically says it's okay for pregnant dogs. For instance, there's things like Sempirica and things like this that say they have not been tested for pregnant dogs. I wouldn't give them. Folic acid, absolutely. 5 milligrams of folic acid every day from when they're pregnant till they give birth, and a good quality multivitamin and a good quality food. After that, what can you do?
Are there multivitamins on My Breeder Supply?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. But I don't know what they are, honestly. But Tami, you know?
No, I don't know which ones they are.
Right. Okay. So that was that one.
Young Frenchies has a male that is AT-AT. It's 2 copies of 10 points. Little CO. So it's apparently a chocolate dog.
A cocoa dog, yeah.
Yeah. And it carries a copy of blue, big D, little d.
Good.
And then it's capital E, capital M / little e.
So it carries cream and it's got a mask.
And it's a full visual fluffy L1. So he wants to know, I lost it.
What female would you breed to?
Yeah.
Right.
One of my females you need to buy.
Yeah.
Literally.
There you go. Yeah, good segue into that one, Tami.
Yeah, it's a
I
lilac
like
and
the way
tan.
you're thinking.
Lilac
Hey,
and tan.
don't buy
carrying
anything else but one of these guys back here.
a lilac and tan carrying testable and a fluffy carrier. So you'd make half full fluffies, half fluffy carriers, and you'll make lilac and tans and chocolate and tans. And let's see, he doesn't carry testable. Okay, but half of them will get a testable.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to answer this question not from the salesman point of view, but from if I was in your shoes and I was looking for a dog, I would look for a minimum of a lilac dog, because with a lilac dog you're going to get half blues that carry cocoa and half lilacs, and then I'd make that a fluffy because they're all going to be fluffies, and that's where basically if you're looking at the value of the litter, that's where that would be. If you get a dog that's got a copy of cream, a quarter of the litter are going to be cream dogs. So some of those are going to be blues covered in cream, and some of them are going to be platinums. That would be great too. I personally would not go for a double cream dog because you're going to get half the litter is going to be creams, and you don't see all those beautiful colors. So I'm not as hard on that as I used to be. How do you feel about that? Do you feel about that like the way? Cream's not used to be a really desirable thing.
There's people that still love the platinum colors, the double copies of cream. The only thing that I'm like when I'm having merles, I don't want the cream, double copies of cream, because it'll hide that merle and I won't see that flashy color. That's the only reason. But other than that, they're beautiful. White dogs are beautiful.
But what's the difference between a regular cream dog and a platinum dog? I mean, there is a difference if you can breed the dog, but what is there in terms of a pet?
As a pet,
cream, isn't it?
Well, my point here is that if you've got a dog that is a cream dog versus a platinum dog, it's a big difference in price.
Oh yeah,
but not in visual, not in visual looks.
No, not in visual looks.
So if you're looking,
but if you're breeding, if you're doing it as a pet,
you can get
it's no big deal.
Right.
But if you're doing it as a breeder, it could be a chocolate covered in cream, or it could be a blue covered in cream, and so.
There's something to be said though about a lot of the show dogs that are winning. A lot of them are cream. And I think it's because you truly can see the expression of a Frenchie. Like there's always a draw for creams, historically speaking.
Well, there's another reason as well. There's only 3 colors that you can put in the show ring.
Yeah.
Cream, brindle, fawn, and pied versions of those.
Yeah.
So those are the only things. So you can't see these
in the AKC
in the AKC show. They're
not during your breeding and what you want to do.
But back to this one right here, I would also get a merle. I would probably get a merle because then half of it is merles, and we love merles.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
I do know that Cody's got a full fluffy. She's a Rojo fawn female, full fluffy, and she is for sale. That would be a wonderful setup for his.
Yes.
Yeah.
His dog.
Sarah Wilson's here. We say hello, Sarah, and see how we doing on. Not doing too bad on thumbs up.
That's Sarah that bought. That's
Hazel's well, hey Sarah.
Mama.
We'll pull Hazel up here in a moment so you can see Hazel. She's a little darling.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent, good. Right, so Don't Complain says, Tami, how do you know if a puppy is constipated? I know.
Well, when it's trying to use the bathroom and nothing comes out.
I know when I'm constipated.
Yeah. You're grumpy.
It's the same thing for a dog, right? So what would a constipated dog obviously is not going to be producing any poop.
It's going to be not a happy camper. It's going to whine and cry and try to go to the bathroom. It's going to strain, and it could do, if it strains enough, it can cause some problems in the bottom area.
So a puppy that's less than a week old could be constipated because mum's not stimulating it. Nothing wrong with the dog at all. Nothing wrong with the puppy. It's just not being stimulated. So what do you do for that?
Oh, you do it yourself.
You do peanut butter trick.
Use the peanut butter trick.
So what's the peanut butter trick?
You take a little bit of peanut butter on your finger and wipe it right beside the little honey hole of the puppy, and turn around and let mama lick the rest of the peanut butter off your pinky, and then hold that puppy up to her that's got peanut butter on it, and she'll start licking away.
Tami, I think you're the first person I ever come up with this. I don't know if we can attribute this to you or not, but it freaking works.
The peanut butter trick by Tami.
Yeah. It works. It works.
Right. I'm sure I heard it somewhere.
I don't know.
Because the other thing, it could have been Annette Woods. It could have been.
No, I think you. Well, either way, I'm going to give you the credit.
Linda Fuller that started us up in our French Bulldogs. 23, almost 24
So a wet
years
rag,
ago.
by the way, or a wet towel is what people normally use, isn't it?
Cloth, paper towel, or Bounty. The paper towels, I like those because they're softer and they're thicker, and you just dab a little warm water on that and start doing it, and the puppy will go.
So another problem you can have is in a fluffy.
Oh yeah, you'll be having to shave some of the fluff off on puppies' bottoms.
When you have fluffies with like extra hair back there. It's harder for mama to keep clean. It's going to
It's caked
be
up.
susceptible to making it, like diaper rashy back there.
Yep.
I would always trim that up.
Yep.
But
You
what's
could
really
trim it up.
amazing about getting the mamas to do the peanut butter trick, I know you can do it yourself and that's great, but what's awesome about the peanut butter trick, for whatever reason, mamas don't need it after
No.
that first time.
Yeah, right.
No,
right.
yeah.
It's like they're like, oh,
Automatically,
okay,
it kicks
Yeah.
in. It
Yeah.
it triggers in the brain.
Well,
oh,
if you look at
this is what I'm
Sylvia, I
supposed
think
to
Sylvia
do.
likes to eat poop. I mean,
I
she
don't-
just looks
She's
like.
not. She's not my poop eater.
No.
At home.
Well, doesn't, but she does it with the. I mean, yeah. So the other thing is
Well,
if they
Kit
got, if they,
cleaned it up real good.
that's
She's
right. Well,
not
they
a
all
poop
pretty much.
eater.
But if they've got a
So you
crusty,
don't know what you're talking
no, I
about.
know. But if they've got a crusty bottom, you've got to get it out because they could not be just constipated.
Oh,
They might
yeah.
be blocked.
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they're good. So then, what do you do if that's not it? Well, the next thing is that you can give them an enema. You can go get a good old syringe, some warm water with a few drops of Dawn dishing liquid in it, and just gently blow that up their butt up to 3 times a day. And that, for the most part, will normally get a dog going. So the symptoms of a dog that's constipated would be it's got a hard stomach, it's kind of whiny, it's not obviously not a
yeah.
happy dog. All right, it's been a long time about that. On to
Hey
the next one.
Rachel, I wished I could have came up there and met you. It would have been fun, but I was babysitting these little 4-legged creatures that we have, precious creatures anyway.
Oh, this is I met Rachel Brooks yesterday. No,
That's
day
what I
before.
was just saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I met Rachel. This is a sweetheart. Yes. Hi, Rachel.
How long did it take you to see the red wall at the house we painted?
Oh, I saw Rachel right away because she's such a pretty girl. I mean, it was like, who is this pretty girl coming up to me? Oh, yes, I like I know you. I'm not being creepy here. I hope. I don't mean to be.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I can't even check for that.
yeah. Really.
Mhm. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Matt Hatter says my Doberman seems to have little light patches where it looks like she's slightly losing her hair. This is.
Is this because she's
nursing.
nursing?
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
yes. Poor little Sylvia. She's doing that right
Sylvie.
now.
So
Sylvie.
at what point,
Sylvia.
another question would be how long has she been nursing? I think we talked to you last weekend about your puppies with this Doberman. Sometimes towards the end of nursing, when their bodies are in high demand, whenever their bodies are just cycling hormones, we notice that some mamas, not all, will be losing patches of hair. It's just kind of like a stress response, I think. And then whenever they do get weaned, it all comes back. I see that you were wanting to do a wash with her with an antifungal. I would be careful if they're still nursing.
Yeah.
You don't want to do too much. And I know that there are other products out there that you can go to a vet and get recommended for that is safe to use on nursing mamas. But more often than not, anything topical is a risk for the puppies that are nursing because they could get it in their mouth. And
Right.
a lot of these products don't test for that.
Right. Doesn't mean that they can't be used, but
Yeah.
you're just taking
But,
a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, most of
she's
these
laying
cases,
in there with the babies that are crawling around on her that have been laying in pee or got poop on them, and it's on her skin and it's causing.
Okay, but I'm going to talk
itch,
about
so
two
give her a
slightly
bath.
different,
Yeah.
two slightly different reasons. One is what's called a blown coat. So a blown
yeah.
coat, for instance, Sylvie right now, she did really well, but we're week 5 and she's starting to look
Oh yeah.
pretty damn skinny, and her coat's looking thin. That's part of the reason why we started the wean. So dogs like that, if you think about this, the puppies that they're producing, if you look behind us, the puppies that she's produced weigh more than she does now,
Like
and
they're-
5 of
you
them
can't see
together.
'em.
Combined, yeah.
That's come
They're
from
all
her
fresh.
body. So she's got to come up with vitamins and protein, and all this stuff has got to come from the food that she's getting. And if she doesn't get what she needs, the puppies get it from her. They will pull vitamins and other stuff from her body, and that causes blown coats. So get your dogs weaned when you can. Make sure they go on a really good high protein diet and with vitamin supplements. So that would be that reason. The other one is the thing called.
The babies. I was going to show them the babies.
Okay, yeah, you can. The other one would be that they get an infection of the hair follicles
That's okay. I don't need one.
because of
There's the
this
babies.
happens with puppies a lot. You see like acne on their head, where you get little white spots, and the reason for that is it's a diviculitis, not diviculitis. It's the hair follicle gets infected.
Oh,
I think the name of it.
derm.
Yeah, some kind of derma, something or other. Anyway, the treatment for that would be medicated shampoo, as opposed to an antifungal, because it's not a fungus causing this. A medicated shampoo, because it's actually a bacteria in the follicles of the hair. And you can do that with a dog. If you use a medicated shampoo that's completely safe, there's no risk to any of the puppies, followed up by, if it gets bad enough, amoxicillin, or clavamoxil if it's a puppy. All right.
Okay, I had a guy give me an idea to ask about when do you tape the puppy's ears? The earlier the better, because everybody seems to be needing their ears to be taped up, so their ears will start going up. Sometimes when you've got a smaller puppy in the litter, their ears are automatically up after week 3. But the puppies that I had, it was at week 4.5 weeks, and I taped 4 of them up because little Hazel already had her ears up because she's so small. And so when they're all taped up, it's all the same. But if you wait till they're 6 and 7 weeks and 8 weeks to tape up ears, it's just one that you need to tape up that keeps on falling down. Then that one puppy's walking around with something different on its ears, and it draws an attention, an attraction, and everybody's like grabbing it. Oh, it's a toy, and pulling on its ear, pulling that off, and you're having problems with that ear sticking up. So I had real good luck doing this at week 4.5 weeks old, and everybody had ears taped up as you'd seen in my videos that I've done, and now it's all good and all the ears are up.
So we want more of you to give the thumbs up. You're doing pretty good, but there's about 20 of you out there who are 30 of you are not giving us a thumbs up, and you need to.
Sleepy babies.
Jay Finesse is finally here.
Hi,
Jay
Jay.
Hi, Jay. You made it. Good for you. Hey,
I was early, Jason.
If Jay doesn't show up,
Oh,
I think
Jay.
our feed's gone dead, or nobody's watching it anymore. if we don't see Jay there. Yeah.
Sarah has a question. She says, what do you use to take care of your Frenchies' wrinkly faces? Not every Frenchie needs anything, but if you do ever have like the tear stains, especially during allergy season, angel eyes is good.
It's safe.
That's a wipe, isn't it?
It's a wipe or a shampoo.
Okay, and there's one that's oral. There's a tablet you can give them too.
Well, yeah, but
you can put that in their water. But that's if like those are for tear stains.
Yeah. Well,
you're
right. That's right. That's exactly
one
right.
thing that I do like to use is, or I'm excited to use because they make it for human babies too. But it's like, I think it's just called Nothing But Water, and those wipes are just excellent. It is truly just water, no fragrance, no chemicals, no irritants for their eyes or their mouth or nose, and just wiping, just keeping it clean. You really wouldn't see very much unless truly there's, but it would be a good indicator if there was any kind of allergies outside too.
They can get raw red, can't they?
I wonder why Chanel's so excited about that. It's because she's pregnant. She's going to have us a grandbaby.
Yay.
Her first.
Yeah. Well,
not our first, but her first grandbaby.
And we got to see an ultrasound that was totally cool the other day.
Yeah.
At what,
we did
4
our
months?
20-week ultrasound yesterday, and she totally stabbed herself in the eye.
Yeah.
It was really.
It's totally cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Heil says, dumb question. Why is it so important to make sure that the vet has done a C-section on short-nosed dogs before letting them do a Frenchie? It's a great question. We've not had that one asked before. So we go a lot to Dr. Masusic's in Kingfisher, and Dr. Skinner is now with him, and she's a younger vet just starting out. She did not her first C-section, but a C-section for us where you could see that she was nervous. Dr. Matusik was there to kind of guide her through it. So the point here is,
James made her nervous.
Well, probably because I always watch over their shoulder and I ask questions and everything else. So it's probably some truth to some of that. But my point here is this. I think that there's a number of reasons why you want a vet to have done this before, especially on a brachiocefalic dog. You've got to get them intubated, and you've got
you got to know the exact weight of those little dogs.
Well, in any C-section, right? Yeah. When you do the recovery on a brachiocefalic dog, you've got to really make sure the luxating patella doesn't flop back down in their throat and block their throat off. So you've got to make sure they've got a gag reflex before that intubation tube ever comes out. A vet who hasn't done that before on a Frenchie may not know that. I mean, I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but if they didn't, you could get in trouble. And look, with anything, I mean, look, if you had to have open heart surgery done, would you want it done by the guy who's never done one before?
Or the guy that stayed at the Best Western?
Yeah, well, that's Holiday Inn.
Oh, Holiday Inn, okay.
So I think the answer to this is that a prudent person would have asked other people, who do you go to for your C-sections? And then choose somebody who does small animal, specifically flat-faced dogs, and has done a dozen of them. And then I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to be done 100 of them, but a dozen, I think, would be a good
It
number.
does require extra knowledge of what's going on in here because it's the same amount that is in a dog with a big muzzle. It's just compact and it's under their eyes. It's different placement. It's all there, same stuff.
Okay. Yes. Hey, we need some thumbs up.
D-Boss Furry Friend says hi. Good to have you here. Benny Hood, hello everyone. Hey Benny, I'm sending you out a poop tray, by the way. I think for a large one. I think you had a.
We like
yes,
that.
yes.
Okay, it says, how do you keep them from tearing? How do you keep the others tearing the tape off? Well, like I explained, you do it early and they don't pay that much attention to it. You
it's
do it
all news.
late. Yeah. So it's, you
As
just
they
keep
get
at
more
it all the time.
rambunctious and they start terrorizing everything, they're going to terrorize that tape. So if you put it on before they're in their terrorizing stage.
Yes.
And when you put the tape on, do not leave a loose end. If you leave a loose end on it, a puppy's going to get it off really quickly. And don't use a crap load of tape. Use just enough tape to go around it 1.5 times so it sticks to itself and you don't have a big mass there.
Yeah,
and that seems to be the best way. But they are going to take it off.
This is the size that I use when they're young.
Take my ear up.
It's a little skinny. And then if you wait too late, then you need to, of course, because it's a bigger ear, you'd use this side. But make sure you get this first aid Band-Aid, Johnson & Johnson, because the other Band-Aid or the other tape will not stick. This will. And you may have to do it 2 or 3 times. On the girls, I did it twice, and on the boys, I did it 3 times. So, and it's good for a couple of days on their ears. If you get a couple of days down it, pull it off.
So why don't you tackle these two here, because you've got 2 of them about weaning. One from John Malone is asking about 3 weeks old too early, and then another one from somebody who's got a litter of 10 at 4 or 5 weeks.
Campaign. Yeah.
So why don't you answer those two? Because I'm going to get a puppy out while you're doing that.
Don't Complain campaign said, my Frenchie had a litter of 10, and is it okay to wean pups off at 4 to 5 week mark? They are sucking the life out of her. In that situation, you want to be as involved as possible. Yes, you do, but you want to slowly transition. You don't want to pull mama straight away. You do want to keep an eye out for her having mastitis. You do want to not put the puppies through shock. So at 4 to 5 weeks, our puppies at 3 weeks were already kind of nibbling with mama's food. So introduce Gruel. You can introduce Gruel, I think. You know, what's the latest that you can introduce Gruel, or earliest you can introduce Gruel?
I think
Earliest,
4 weeks. You try it at 4 weeks
because their teeth are in at 3 weeks.
and they don't. I don't think they can digest it properly unless they're 4 weeks old. So I think it needs to be 4 weeks.
So keep mama available, but do introduce it so that they can have a slow, long transition, and that way your mama can be weaned sooner than if you didn't wait. So.
Yeah, so the thing here also to pay attention to is smaller puppies tend to not do as well as the bigger puppies when it's weaning time. So they can have to be with mum some. So absolutely keep an eye. You may have stopped weighing them at that point, but you want to make sure that you're not getting puppies that are going downhill because they're just not getting they need mum still.
Yes, they always need mom still. And to tack onto that, the question after that is that is 3 weeks too early to wean, mama getting skinny. You need to supplement mama. You need to start giving her heartier food. You should plan
vitamins.
Yeah, and vitamins. You should plan on overfeeding mama. You should plan on overfeeding mama, not overfeeding, but keeping her bowl full for the entire time that she's with her puppies.
So I want to talk about this puppy here. This puppy is 3 days old, and this puppy has been losing weight. This puppy was born at 7 ounces, and it got down to 5.8. 5.8.
5.7.
5.7. So we were getting pretty concerned about this, and they've been put in an incubator. And now we have been doing a combination of tube feeding and bottle feeding. And it got to the point where it wasn't wanting to take a. Well, we were wondering what was going on. And when you put your finger in its mouth, this is a good test for a puppy.
You can't see it. There you go.
You can see that puppy is sucking away on my finger. See the puppy sucking away?
And we put up a detailed video of this yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a good, so then we took goat's milk in a baby bottle and.
You can't see
sorry.
it, James.
And this puppy is now suckling away. So this is a good sign. And it's gaining weight. So this is a good sign.
In the beginning, she just kind of mouthed it.
Yes, you just mouthed it.
Yeah.
You know, so then that gets to be awfully boring. So the next thing to do.
Not boring, but.
Well, time consuming. You've got to get up twice in the night.
And if it's not helping
30 minutes to feed.
So I'm just going to do this really quickly, show you how you take the tube and you make sure that you've measured from the bottom of the rib cage to the mouth. It's about there. Best if you put a mark on that. You get the puppy to swallow that.
Okay.
And I got to do the. There we go.
There, she's swallowing it.
There it goes in.
Mm.
I keep it there. I press the plunger
Slowly.
and it's whatever that puppy weighs in ounces. You're going to feed in cc's. I'm being a bit rough with the puppy here to do this in front of you.
Because he's doing one hand.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That
Well, you
puppy's
can't even
now,
see it.
that puppy's now fed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a 5 ounce, it's a 6 ounce puppy now. Got
And
fed
how long did that take?
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Versus 20 minutes feeding it by
Right.
hand. So this is
So
a
if you got a litter of 6 and 8,
yes.
Yes.
and
So-
you're getting up every 2 hours, that's great.
Yeah. So if the mum's milk's failed, this is a much quicker way of doing it, and you know exactly what the puppy got. So this is to me, the thing about this you've got to be a little careful about is supposedly if you just tube feed puppies and you don't let them bottle feed or nurse on mum, they'd lose the want to suckle.
They've got to suckle, and she still suckles.
And she's still with mum. She's going to go back to mum right
Keep
now.
them with mama because you won't be tube feeding her whole life. You do need her to learn how to
Yes.
suckle from mom.
Right.
And if they're not suckling on mum will dry off anyway.
She did get the colostrum from mom
Yes.
at the first 24 hours. So that always worried me about, they didn't get it, but she did.
There's another part of the story as well. Mum, who's back behind us, she was not letting the puppies nurse. Maybe because she wasn't feeling well,
I don't know.
but she was getting really hard boobs.
And normally she has been, the
Mastitis.
first litter
Mastitis.
she had was excellent.
Beginning stages are all over her. So guess what we did? We held her down and
Those little sweet
we
babies
put her with those
back
babies.
there
and
had a field day
they
now.
attacked her. I had to hold.
Milk bar was open.
Yeah, you got to be careful here to make sure that mum's going to accept this.
Yeah,
I
she did.
made
She's
sure
a
there's no
sweet dog.
puppies up by her head, and I put my hand and rubbed her head and had my arm over her neck, so I knew
Just
that
in case.
just in case.
But
She acted like it was fine.
Yeah.
And then I just really started working her boobs as those puppies were literally just. They were like
rags on the milk line is really
Right,
good too because
right.
it helps soften
Yes.
everything.
right.
right.
Death eaters, is
And
what
little-
it seemed like to me. They're like little
little-
Death eaters getting after it. It was
Yeah,
incredible. What they did.
little cider would walk over to her face like he was saying thank you, and we were like, "Don't do that." But she didn't mind.
The mastitis, the boobs are now nice and flexible, pliable. Did that twice in about a 10-hour period, and I mean, now she's wanting to nurse, and we're back on track.
Talk about what happens if you don't treat mastitis.
Oh, that's awful. We've
God.
had pictures. We haven't had that experience, but
Well,
we've
somebody
had
showed me a-
pictures.
Someone showed me a
That's
picture
awful.
of a boob of their dog that was completely open with a big, massive
It
red
literally
hole.
popped open.
And they said, "What do I do about this?"
Mm.
And my answer
You
was, "You
go
go to the
to
vet
vet.
immediately
And
because
you get antibiotics, and you.
So what happens?
that.
What obviously you're doing a ton of other things, but keeping an eye out for mastitis. One, they can get hard too. If you get any redness or fever, that
Yeah, and if there's
'Cause
any
it's-
green coming out of that, you
Yes.
do not want the puppies
stinky-
nursing on that.
stinky pussy
Do
milk.
not let puppies nurse on that.
You need to drain it. And
Yeah.
when I say drain it, not with a needle, drain it by warm
Massaging
rags,
it, warm
massage it,
rags,
work it.
squeeze it,
Yep.
whatever you have to do to get that all out of there.
You can put the
before-
puppies on the other boobs,
Yeah,
right? In fact, you want to do that, right? But
Yeah.
that one that's blocked, you got a blocked duct, and if you don't do something about this, you can lose a dog over this. And
Yeah.
the dog can get.
well, we did
I'm
that
not
with
laughing
Dean.
because of that. I'm laughing because to get anyone to get familiar with what we are talking about, to see what they're going through. If anyone has seen the movie Bad Neighbors, the mom who's breastfeeding gets drunk and doesn't stimulate or pump and dump and wakes up the next morning and she's in excruciating pain. She's not even mastizing. So imagine what they're going through. So if anyone knows that horrible scene, it looks like a horror movie. Ugh.
Yeah.
My female just had pups. She's so hyper. What do you recommend to calm her down a little?
Ooh.
So are we talking about while she's still nursing pups, or are we talking about afterwards? Because if it's afterwards, I know what I'd do.
I know what I think. I would get a chair, and if you have a lift like ours that we sell on My Breeder Supply, you can scoot that chair right up to that and lift that up and just lay there and rub on mama, scratch her head, make her lay down, chill out. That's what you got to do. If you don't have that, you need to take her out and lay a blanket on the floor with those babies and make mama lay in your lap while those babies are nursing, and teach her that she's to be calm and chilled out, and they're her babies, and she's doing a wonderful job. Good mama. even maybe giving her treats while this is going
But don't
on.
let her win the battle of getting up and walking
No,
away.
no.
You got to hold her down.
Or you're going to be stuck
That's
feeding
right.
those
Yes.
babies.
And by the way, if you were using, for instance, one of our incubators and you had the puppies in the incubator all the time and not with mama, you're asking for this to happen.
Yes.
So
I know a lot of
Be
people
with
that will
mama.
say that, hey, puppy's not doing good. I'm going to put them in the auction, the incubator. That's good. They need to be with their mama.
if you can,
If
absolutely.
you can,
If you can.
do both. I mean, that's if you have a puppy that's in an incubator with oxygen, you're all hands on deck.
So that little puppy that you saw me feed it went into this incubator for one night. So it's now it's out of the woods.
Okay.
Anymore.
So
one night with
Zandam
feeding, so
Yes.
she wasn't
is
left in
asking
there
for help.
unsupervised.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to say one more thing about this and look at that.
Okay.
The other thing, if you've got a dog that's being spazzo and all over the place, you can give it some gummies. These THC based.
With
No,
babies?
no.
No. If
No.
it's not nursing,
It's not THC. We went over this last time.
It's yes, thank you.
It's safe for pets,
yes,
but it is hemp,
yes.
and
So it's not THC.
you don't go to your dispensary. You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it for pets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
THC is what?
Yeah, is the narcotic or the hype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
So, but it's the hemp. But it's not THC. What is it called? Not CBC.
I can't remember.
It's
what
the other element that's in there. That's the cannabinoid. Yeah. Either way.
I still would not do that with a nursing mama.
No. But I was saying she didn't tell us whether.
I think she did say.
Well,
With her mama,
either way,
remember?
I mean, what I'm getting at here is, look, if you're going to put a dog on a plane, and you want to quiet the dog down, there's a couple of ways that you can do this that are completely not approved, but there's two ways that I know to do it. One is to give that gummy specifically for dogs, and the other one is to give some of the red little pills that you take when you've got hives and stuff.
Oh,
Benadryl.
You got to be very careful though.
Children's
folks.
Benadryl.
Yeah.
Children's Benadryl.
That's
'cause the
if
dose-
you have that problem.
I would still ask your vet about the doses for that. And the reason why for children is because you can really control. I mean, with a big dog like a lab or something, you can give that.
So
But
he needs some help.
Okay.
Answer it.
Where's that
no,
one?
his question.
Got
Oh.
the-
I was in this
Fine
one when
care
Tammy
machine.
speaks, listen.
Yeah.
When James talks, pay attention. I was in that one.
What?
Nothing.
Where did it say that?
No, it's that. Show me the ones with people who've got a problem. Where's that one?
His question is, I get a fine care machine, but give an error in progesterone reading. Any help?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I've been
Look,
trying to get him to answer that.
So, because I know that machine pretty well, and I know all the kind of problems that can happen. There are some genuine problems that you're screwed, but it's unlikely that's what it is. I think the thing to do is to give me a call and let's go over exactly what the error is you're getting. But I can tell you about the common things that happen. So the most common one is you put the thing in the wrong way around. I know it sounds crazy, but if you put it in the wrong way around, you'll have a problem. If you don't have the right check to go with the test you're putting in, it knows that and it will complain about it. If you don't use the buffer solution, you just use blood, it won't, the blood or the serum doesn't flow through it properly, you'll get an error from that. If you do it and it hasn't been on long enough and it's not got up 25 degrees, it'll complain about that. So I would say give me a call and let's fight through the problem for you.
We have a question that says, what is it when a dog has a little baby-sized ball of meat coming out of the anus?
Well, it's a prolapse.
It's actually, no one else can see this question. It's asking me to review it, so I'm showing it. So everyone should now be seeing that question. It's by Frenchies and Lolos. What is it when a dog has a little baby-sized ball of meat coming out of the anus?
Well, I assume that what you mean is it's a ball of meat that's staying there and not falling out. If it's falling out, then it's something that it ate. If it's sitting there and it doesn't go, little balloon, that's a prolapsed anus, and it depends on the age of the dog and how bad it is as to what you do about this. Typically, the precursor to this is an irritated intestine, and so you worm, and that cures that in a lot of cases. If it gets bad enough, I mean, like on an adult dog, if it's the size of a tangerine on a 25-pound dog, then that really needs to be sorted out. It needs to be pushed back in, and then what's called a purse stitch is put over the anus to hold it in place.
And you don't do it yourself.
No, you can't do that yourself. You can push it back in yourself. If you can get it cleaned off, push it back in yourself. But if it pops back out again, then you're going to have to do something about this. And that means sedate the dog so that they can push it back in and then put a stitch or two in the opening of the anus. It's the same thing with a vulva. That would be a vaginal prolapse. Both of these things normally are not serious and can be fixed, unless you let a dog run around.
Yeah, keep them calm, keep them inside. Don't let it,
The other dogs might want to go play with it. Think it's a toy and rip it up. So, that could happen. So you need to be aware of this needs to be sorted out. You may be able to do it yourself, but there's likely if it's bad enough, you won't be able to. But certainly you want to talk to the vet about what has caused this, because in most cases it's a parasite, it's Giardia, it's coccidia or something like that.
He also asked, I get a fine care machine, but human machine.
It should be so I don't know about the human machine, but I know that progesterone levels on humans is exactly the same as it is on dogs. I know that because you can go to the hospital and get a progesterone test on a dog. So I don't know
Is
that
there
machine.
a vet version or the same? Yeah.
Well, there is one for vets, there is one for humans, and so I'm sure it's to do with the FDA.
We also sell it too.
Yeah, but I would say give me a call afterwards, and we'll talk about it. See if we can help you out.
John Melo. Sorry if I'm
John
pronouncing-
Malone.
John Mello.
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 Yeah. Said
Mello.
when you turn
Mello.
heat off and get the pig rails out.
Yeah, good question.
It's a very good question.
Well, we did the pig rails probably when they were right at 4 weeks. We took that out.
Mama was very tiny, and the
Mhm.
babies were
Bigger
encroaching on her space.
That's another reason why for getting her weaned.
Yeah.
But the heat was turned off like a couple of days before we put them in the play area that they're in right now. So,
Well, I think that the first thing about
and
taking
they're 5 weeks.
the
now.
first thing about taking the pig rail out, it gives it more room, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It takes room
3
up in there.
inches all the way
And I
around.
mean, if the puppies are moving around and they're big enough, they're not going to get squashed. They're going to get out of the
Yeah. Oh,
way.
yeah.
So,
The main usage of the pig rails is to make sure mama doesn't squish a puppy. So
Yeah.
once you know that puppies are able to move out of the way if they
Yeah.
need to, or that mama is not
Right.
going to just plop down, because a lot of that is for whenever mamas are not familiar. You've got mamas that are really careful, and you've got mamas that are like, I'll sit on you.
yeah,
Yeah.
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
And some breeds, I mean,
So
things like
3.5, 4
bulldogs,
weeks would be
English
good.
bulldogs, I think, renowned
Yeah.
for causing
Squishing.
squishing. Yeah. So as far as the heat is concerned, it doesn't really matter because if you see the puppies are no longer congregating around the outside area, they don't need the heat.
One good
It's not
thing
gonna hurt 'em.
one good thing to notice about puppies is that if they are cozy, it's a tell difference if what their temperatures are like. If they're sleeping with their bellies up in the air, they're cozy. If they're sleeping with their bellies on the ground and their arms are tucked in, they're cold. So
Mhm.
usually how they present their bellies to me is how I can tell if they are cozy or if they need more or less heat.
And our babies are pretty cozy. They're all relaxed.
They'll just chill
They're
there.
out.
Diana Diaz says, my puppy's 6 weeks old but doesn't want to eat mush. She's interested in a little and then walks away. All right. What do you think?
Oh, I didn't.
She's got a 6-week-old puppy that doesn't want to eat mush. She plays a little bit, then she walks away from it.
Oh, well, if it's
It takes time.
yeah. If it's 6 weeks old, you could probably do half and half. Have a bowl of soft and have a little bowl of hard, and it makes it more interesting.
One thing is
They pick it up and chew it and play with it on
what
the
is your
bed.
mush? Is your mush straight like water and kibble, or
Mhm.
does it have goat's milk in it? Sometimes if you add goat's milk to it, it makes it more enticing.
More similar to what they've been drinking when
Yeah.
they were feeding off.
But I
lactating moms. That's a
guarantee
good
if
idea.
you
I think.
add the little bit of hard food, which at 6 weeks you can start doing that,
Mhm.
they'll pick up that piece and take it to the bed and snack around
Yeah,
on it.
we-
It teaches them to eat slower because they've got competition in the pen, because there's 5 other brothers and sisters running around in there. So,
So we don't. So that was a good. That's a question I'd like to know here. So she got my puppy 6 weeks old. Well, how many other puppies are there in the litter? I see this more in smaller puppies. The bigger puppies in that same litter, they go to the kibble quicker than the little ones do, and the little ones need more care, more with mum, and more mushy food that Chanel was talking about.
so if you have 2 bowls of different kinds for them,
Yeah.
the hard and the real soft.
But you got to do something. If a puppy's not eating, it's going to get in trouble, right? I mean, just common sense, right?
Oh, that Zandam is a veterinarian
Egypt.
doctor in Egypt. Cool.
Oh,
That's neat.
right. So
That's-
right. So yes. So Olivia Robinson's talked about weaning, losing hair, mum and pup, 10 weeks old. He was a singleton, not letting them play together at this time. Why aren't you letting them play together?
That
Why are you separating the 10-week-old puppy from its mum? I mean, there's all reasons why you might be doing that. I mean, mum may have had enough of it. Mum might not want that puppy to eat her food. That mum might start getting aggressive towards that puppy. There'd all be good reasons to separate the mum. But
you can't reply to it.
but yeah, after weaning, we talked about this, blown coat and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Hey, you got
So,
money? Oh, that was nice.
Don't Complain campaign sent a super chat to Tammy.
Did you get it to you? Well, that's cool.
Do I
Thank
have
you.
a boyfriend? Thank you.
You have quite a few boyfriends, Tami. We know this. Don't be bragging about it.
I don't brag.
Frenchie and Lolo's has given us question marks.
Give us
Oh,
thumbs
that
up.
was about the
Thumbs up,
meatball.
thumbs up.
Okay.
Oh, Olivia
John-
says her dog is since they haven't had rain like us, her Frenchies ran and rolled in the grass, instant hives on back. Well, ragweed's out, folks.
Yes.
So it's
CBD.
No.
CBD.
No,
No.
it's
That's
right
what,
here.
That's what we were talking about, though.
Okay.
It's CBD,
But
not
it
THC.
doesn't. So let me talk about this for a second. All CBD does is inactivates a part of the brain to calm things down. It doesn't fix anything. It just shuts down the communication from in the center of the part of the brain.
Well,
So it's nice. It gives a dog a
keeps
break.
the dog from
It
scratching.
doesn't do anything
We were
because
talking
it
about.
tells them to stop. It
No,
makes
but
their brain say stop scratching.
I said THC, and you corrected me and said it's not THC, and somebody else come back in and said it's CBD.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah,
But what I'm
that's
saying is, even if you're using that, it is not a medication. It is literally
Yeah.
like it does to humans. It just disconnects the communication center of your brain
Right.
for a little bit, and then because I mean, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Olivia Johnson says Mama can be too warm. You bet Mama can be too warm. That's why I think our system, where you have the heat only around the periphery of the cage, no heat under Mum works so well, and everything
Yeah,
else.
no heat in the middle.
No heat. Everything else sucks. Mums
Yeah.
don't like it. They just don't like it.
They like the cool in the middle.
Heat
for
lamps
sure.
suck. It's close to Mum.
Right.
She gets all the heat. Horrible solution. A heat pad underneath Mum, heating Mum up. Not a good solution.
Chew the cord.
They can chew the cord
Yeah.
up. Not a good
With
solution.
ours, we don't have any
Right.
cords running through there.
Yeah.
Did I think? Don't complain, champagne. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Can a Frenchie get fungus on their back or an allergy? Continues to rub her back on everything. Wash weekly with oatmeal shampoo and allergy shampoo. Has helped a little. We kind of touched on this last week because we talked about how if you are having frequent issues with a similar spot, like if she goes to the grass and a certain spot, if she's rubbing on and then has an issue, you can do a skin scraping test. And I love those because what it does is it tests your environment. So it does foliage, it does interior, it does other pets.
Laundry soap.
Well, it does soaps, but also like you can do cat dander, cow dander, horse dander, and then you can go on to the food. And it is expensive, but it's worth it because if you're not going to do that, you're playing a guessing game and an elimination game, and that takes so much longer, and it's so much more stress to your dog who is uncomfortable.
And then sometimes if you just have a spot on your dog and they're itching and licking and biting at it,
they can make it worse.
It can be a hot spot, and those hot spots are caused from fleas. So double check to make sure your dog doesn't have fleas. Good old Dawn dish soap is good for fleas. It'll kill fleas.
Adam's flea and tick spray
Adam
is
flea
too.
and tick spray. And
Right.
if you've got babies
Yes.
and mama's nursing, you only put a strip of that Adam's flea spray right down her back and rub it in immediately on the back only, because if it runs down to where the little nipples are for the babies to nurse on, they can get very, very sick. So
Yes.
please don't do that. And hopefully you don't have to do it when you've got puppies.
Yeah, when I
nursing.
hear about a dog that's got something in one particular place, for instance on its back, then I think about what you said, possibly fleas. That tends to be all over the place because the fleas migrate.
And a vet will call it a hot
Another
spot.
one would be like a dog that's going under bushes, and so there's a bush, like a cedar bush, and the
I
dog goes
do.
under the
Do
bush
you
and
see
it rubs
her?
that. It gets cedar oil on its back, and it's allergic to it. I think about those things. But if you've got food allergies, typically that doesn't just show up on the back. Most of these other allergies,
Hi,
food-based
Adam.
allergies, don't just show up on the
baby.
back. They'll show up more likely on.
There's little Miss Autumn.
She
I've been
just woke up.
sleeping, so my ears are usually like this, but I've been sleeping. Oh,
Is it?
goodness
Sake.
sake.
She looks like
Ah.
Moodang.
Oh,
She
who?
look- No.
Moodang, the little pygmy hippo that's
Oh
all
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she looked like
Hippo.
I thought she looked like Yoda. Is what I thought.
She's so
Pull up a picture of
pretty.
Moodang.
Oh, yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
Beth Christian says, do all dogs have to have surgery for their breathing? My girl is 40 months. She snores now. She's squealing when she sleeps sometimes. So I'm assuming it's a French bulldog. It's got a soft palate that maybe need to be resected. We've never had it done, so
Okay.
don't have a lot of experience in what the outcome of this is, what it costs, and how long it takes for the dog to recover from it. But I mean, it's going to be like sleep apnea, where a dog could actually get in trouble with this. So,
Yeah.
Here, let me hold her up there.
It is, isn't it?
Look.
It is. It is. Your own version of, oh, that's cool.
Little
That's
pygmy
cool.
hippo.
Yeah. Pygmy hippo, little Frenchie.
Sorry.
Goodness sakes. Yeah.
Xandom's asking all kinds of questions. Xandom, I'm going to take. We'll have a chat here in a bit after this is done. So somebody said. Let's see. Somebody said something. Oh, GNC Mastitis says I use raw canine puppy starter. I'm talking about weaning pups. We used to use that too, and it comes in a can. It's kind of expensive, but it's definitely good stuff.
Yeah.
And and they love it. I just mix it with their food. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
We
you
use
can't go wrong with
the Life Abundance small breed puppy, and since they're already going to be eating that anyway in the dry, it doesn't, mess up their little tummies when you switch from one to the other. Because when you start switching food on Frenchies, boy, you're asking for trouble sometimes. You have to do it very
Did you
gradually.
answer that one already?
But we do ours with the
Yes.
hot water and soak it for 40 minutes.
Yes.
And
Well, I was actually answering that and process
Yeah.
that. So back to this snoring business. I mean, look, hey, Frenchies snore. I mean, so here's
Like I said, everything that should be here is here. So
Yes.
there's going to be a little bit of
Right.
compromise.
yeah, I think,
Very
and
soothing.
it's degrees of this. Some Frenchies snore like crazy.
I'll go
others
get
don't.
Sarah's baby.
So look, one of the things that you'll find is on hot days in the summertime, dogs that have a soft palate, that's elongated soft palate, they can really have problems breathing. Those dogs probably are candidates. Either keep them out of the heat, have surgery done.
Come here, baby.
But again, we're not very experienced with this, so I can't tell you specifically when and how and why you should do this because we've never done it.
Oscar Rodriguez said, I have 2 out of 4 pups interested in mush, and the others just want to feed off mama mainly. 5 weeks old, English Bulldogs. Any suggestions? Yes, go ahead and start pulling mama out of there. If they will not ever, if mama's in there, they will never want to leave mama.
Yeah.
So start giving mama a break, start introducing, and then how I would taper that off is, especially at the age that they are, start seeing how hard mama's nipples are, or her
Boobs.
yes, and then make sure that they're not getting too hard. But how often would you suggest to taper? Because at that point you are just making sure she's not mastizing.
Well, I think the thing here is so you've got this transition you've got to do from mum having milk and a baby's feeding off her to mum not having any milk. And in the interim, she can get mastitis. So what do you do about this? Well, one is you cut her calories back. So if you cut her calories back, she's probably going to produce less milk, and that's what you need to do. So cut back on the protein, high protein diet, and put her back onto a regular kibble. So you may be feeding her twice as much food as you normally get when she's got puppies, and you want to cut that back to her regular feed. That'll help calm down the milk production and give you a chance to get her so she dries up. But at the same time, like Chanel's saying, some dogs need more of mum. But if you just continually let them have mum and they love the milk, they're not going to. They may not switch. So you're going to have to, limit their milk supply to get them to go back to get them on the mush. Rachel says.
Sarah says, "Thank you." Say, "Hey, mama." Say, "Hi, mom." Say, "Mwah, mwah." She's a sweetie.
She is.
Hers is sweetie. Hers the smallest girl. And if y'all don't know, this is Sarah's new baby, Sarah Wilson, that's on our site right now. And so this is her baby.
Hazel.
Yeah, she reserved her last night.
Rachel Brooks says that face is just perfect. Are you talking about this face, Rachel? Oh, no. Nothing.
Oh, barked at you.
It did.
Did you get it? Okay.
All right, and I just dumped my
Of course,
phone.
little Autumn's available.
Yes.
Yes. Here, put them together. Put them
All right,
together.
we're getting close to the end here. Rachel, I knew you were going to say that, right? All right, what else, girls? Anything else?
Well, I'm fixing to go grab my 2 boys.
Anybody
Okay.
have any other questions?
Yep, I think we're just going to show you some puppies now. Let's and then you can ask questions and we'll answer those. Babies are beautiful, thank you. Oh yeah, the gold and silver pups, the other litter are beautiful as well. Yes, those are at your house right now, aren't they? That's
They're at my
Gold
house.
Member and
Gold Member and
Sterling.
Sterling.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
We got some FaceTime appointments on
Those are Rondo,
Rohan.
Rohan babies, aren't they? They're Rohan babies.
There's the little baby that sold too.
This
That's
is
the
Miss
little thing.
Veruca.
Yeah.
those.
Dina.
She was
Say,
sold
"Hey,
day one.
mama." Say, "I'm
Her
sold."
mama wanted her day one.
When she, 5
Before
days
day
old.
one.
Yeah. No, yeah. She called me like 2 months before birth. So
Sarah Will says, "Hey, I love the teddy bear lips. Is that what they are called?" Well,
We call it that.
yeah.
there's
I
the
mean-
boys, and they're available.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
This.
I gotta get closer.
Yeah, come up there. I mean, I'm going to talk about these
I'll come
puppies
up
for a
there.
second. Let's just all talk about why we think these are great structure-wise. It's much easier to tell structure on a dog as they get older. When they're first born, it's very hard to tell structure on dogs.
Hold him.
And what you've got to really do then is probably look at the parents to get an idea about what you think you've got. But
This is his caption on our YouTube is Beefy Boy Cypress.
Yeah.
He is caught. He beat
Look at
all
that
the
muzzle.
records.
Yeah.
He beat all of our record for our live videos. He had like 3,000 views in like 2 days.
does he?
He is
Well, that's
a
cool.
tank.
So tell us, it's hard to stack him here because
Yeah.
you really
Yeah.
need a flat surface to stack him.
And he's
But
also like, what are you doing?
Look at the muscle.
He's holding
Look
his
at
ears
the
flat.
muscle and his little.
can we put him on a
Yes.
flat surface and stack
No,
him?
No,
that's
Okay.
okay.
We're gonna do
That's
another
okay.
video soon.
He's
with
upset.
everyone.
Well, I was just going to talk about what I like about it. So
Hang on.
what I look for in a puppy is I want to have a big head. I'd like to see a wide head.
That's the cider.
I'd like to see ears that aren't crazy long.
He's all stretched out.
I prefer more of the rounded look, not the really long back. But some people like the big bat ears. I prefer the smaller. I would like to see a dog where it's got a good bite. Let me see if I can show this bite.
I'm going to help you.
Hard to see. Look at that.
See that
right
bite? Right.
slap on the money.
Yes.
So like,
Yes.
that's fairly
Oh, goodness.
unusual. And
But
typically they
look,
get worse with dog gets older because
how
when
pretty
you've got a
he
flat-faced
is.
dog, you've got a better chance of having a bite that meets. When
He's
it has
gorgeous.
a bigger nose, typically it has more of an underbite. So that's a really good bite. Show the tail.
Oh, yeah. Little short tail.
It's got some tail, but not much. Can you
Yeah.
just hold that tail up. Can you just see there's a little bit of a tail there? So we'd like to see a bit of a tail, not much.
Yeah.
Right?
Right,
And then
yeah.
generally a square look to the dog. If you-
Yes.
if you
Oh,
look at-
yeah. Well, I
If you
can't
look at this
hold him
dog,
up.
legs,
They'll see
back,
the
legs.
pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then nice kind of, it feels like a potato. It's got some
Yeah.
oomph to it. It's got a bit of,
He's girthy.
it's not really skinny and
He's
frail.
bully,
It
he's
feels
girthy, he's a
you
tank.
feel like you could give it a massage. The dog would like it.
You want wrinkles, and you want
Yeah.
those wrinkles to be filled with fat, and that's
Yes.
what these babies have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Go, go, go. Go, Gadget. You want me to take one or?
Yeah, take him.
Okay.
Right. Well, I think we're
Oh.
Oh, did it freeze on us again?
Do you have any other questions?
Pretty boy.
Froze for me. Are you
Are you
getting?
frozen? I'm not
Yeah.
frozen.
Yeah. Well, I've got something funny on this phone.
Chanel, you look just like Tammy. St. Manners and good boys. Thank you very much.
Where's my phone?
Rachel, look at his
you got my
head.
phone.
I know, isn't that crazy?
No? Oh, you got my phone.
Yeah, I have your phone.
Yeah. His head's great.
So if you're interested, now I'm going to just do a bit of promote my products here.
Handsome new shape.
The,
Yes,
the
he
poop
is.
tray, you can go to Love My Pups for both the poop tray and the lift, and our other products too. Some of this stuff is, we've got a lot more stuff on My Breeders Supply, but the poop tray and the lift are not on there yet. So if you go to Love My Pups products, you will see the poop tray and the lift. The lift, you can see that's the lift back there, and the poop tray. Can you see the poop tray? Move over that way a little bit,
Oh,
Tami.
yep.
There's the poop tray, and you can see
And we
this.
got it in the cage
You
and
can see there's poop
on
in
the
it.
side.
There's another one that's
On the other
actually
side.
in the tray. It's actually in the crate itself. It's got two different sizes.
I can't.
The lift is just convenience. The lift just makes life easier for you. The poop tray, I think.
I
this
was
is-
telling James, if somebody was in a wheelchair, that lift is fantastic to raise and lower for somebody just to take the wheelchair right up to it and play with the baby.
I had
you
a
know?
200-pound machine to blow insulation up in the roof. And I had to get it in the back of Tammy's car. I used the lift to do that. It lifted it up.
Y'all don't want to know what words I used when I saw him pull that out
So I
of my
got the lift on the
car.
ground on the thing, and then I backed the car up to it. And I
In my
plugged the lift
Cadillac.
Got it up, and I just pushed it into the Cadillac. It worked great. It worked
So
great.
did that nice big chip out of my.
You're gonna have
Paint.
someone sue you because they're gonna be like, "Hey, I tried to put an AC unit
Yeah.
in the back
No,
of my
let's not do
car."
that. Let's not that.
Calling
Let's
the
not do
insurance
that.
up. Yeah.
All right, what else?
Pretty.
I think we're about to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
It's been
hey,
fun.
how are we doing here?
And if you need a puppy,
This
want to
is
give it
Hazel
a
again.
beautiful home.
So if you
Yes.
think Chanel should do more of these lives, then you need
Yes.
to give us more thumbs up.
Yeah.
So give us a thumbs up on Chanel being here. I think Chanel really adds to this. I think it's great when we kind of bounce off each other with slightly different ideas. I think that's good.
Call me at 580-799-1910 and let's FaceTime a puppy for you. Maybe you want to take one home with you. too.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Zandom has got questions here about his machine. If you want
Okay.
to, you can WhatsApp me at 580-799-2873. And we can talk about your Funky machine.
Mhm.
And I think that is, Sunny Jones says, thanks for sharing very much. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Somebody says the whole litter. Oh, Sarah says the whole litter is stunning. It is a great litter. I think we did pretty well.
Yeah, we
Yep.
used Gobstopper,
Yes.
and he was a fantastic daddy. I mean, he put the heads on the babies, the flat faces, the short legs. Of course, the background history on the pedigree of these babies is fantastic.
Yep, right.
And he is a stud at mybreedersupply.com.
Yep.
So
If you use one of Cody's studs, every female that you produce gets lifetime half-price breedings. And
then those babies
the
from
babies
that
produced
female
also get it too for lifetime.
Yeah.
So
yes.
you
Our
can move
females,
that.
whenever you buy a female from us, you get a
Future half price
You get a
breeding.
future half price breeding, and then your offspring from that.
Get a
So
future
that's
half price
incentive
breeding.
for your
As
future.
long as you want to
Yes.
breed your females.
Yeah, you find it easier to sell your dogs and find homes for
Yeah.
them because people, if they
we
want to
told
breed.
you we like to help you be successful.
Yep.
So
We've
that
been
was
doing
one
this
way to do it.
for so long, and it's really special to see other programs thriving because, well, if we help, but also if they bought a baby from us a long time ago and it's one of their most popular studs or one of their most popular females.
When I
it's
started doing this, I
special.
had brown hair.
I started doing
you
this when I
didn't.
was 10. I didn't have a
Yeah.
choice. I
That's
was
right, you
cleaning
didn't.
dog poop.
You're in this for 20. You're in this for 22
She was
years.
our slave.
Were you 32?
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, 22 years.
Yeah, 22 years. That's really
Well,
great.
probably 9. I keep saying 10, but honestly, probably like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
7 if you count
I've been
the
saying
labs.
7.
Yeah, that's right. You've been
Yeah.
around it for a long time, helping
Yeah.
with it and looking
Yeah.
after the animals generally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Give us a call. You can call me at 580-799-1910. You can call Cody for studs or James, and Cody on his puppies at 806-664-0173. And if you just want to ask me questions, and I can make the connection for you.
and go to mybreedersupply.com. That's where Cody's got all this stuff that's great, that's going to help you
Yeah.
be a successful breeder.
My
Yes.
Breeder
And the newer
Supply.
products that are not on there yet will be at lovemypups.com. So there's 2 places. And they're both hopefully good resources for you. Love My Pups got a lot of videos there as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks.
Oh, Chanel, say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Mwah.
And we're out of here.